say good morning to these two gentlemen inside the studio right here. Of course, good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. How you doing, Mikey? Mike,
Good morning, sir. And of course,
Nate. Good morning.
Nate, what's your full what's
Good
your full name?
morning. I'm Nathaniel Anthony Gray.
And you are
Calvin Dexter Gray.
now, Carvin. Tell us why you're here.
Well, my name is Calvin Dexter Gray. Like I said, I have a company called My Will Advocacy Inc. We are a registered nonprofit in the state of Florida. Our organization is minority owned. Everyone in this organization is either blind or visually impaired.
Hmm.
It's a family owned. I have two sisters. One is visually impaired, like myself, and I have another one who's totally blind. And we want to utilize the gifts that God has given us in our lifetime
Hmm.
to be able to help others that's blind or visually impaired to be independent. So, through our various of services we offer, we want to be able to help those throughout the community, African Americans, to bring awareness to your blindness. That whether you're blind or just visually impaired, you should not give up on life. You should not become isolated in homes,
Hmm.
but rather through various of training that we offer, such as assistive technology, braille literacy, mobility training, wellness and counseling, independent life skills, job readiness and job placement. We want to help you to gain that independence that God has already promised you in your life. The story that you gave, Mikey Mike, about all these things we wish we have. Whatever gifts, the Heavenly Father recognized that we have, we are limited. He did that for a purpose because He wants to be able to work in us and through us, that the world gets to see Him. So instead of wishing that you can walk, that you wish you can see, the gifts that you have, use it to the fullest to live your life, but also to encourage others. And that's what we do here at My Will, encouraging others to be independent and rather being stagnated, because stagnation gets you nothing in life.
Now, how can we help as a community help your organization?
Well, helping us is uh, if you know someone, it doesn't make a difference what age you are, because understand, we started like this as a young person, even though our father didn't let us know, but we started off young. So working with anyone at any age, the hardest thing for African Americans is that accepting challenges in our lives. Whether you're blind or you recognize that you have a vision problem because you can't read regular print, or you can't see the print on the computer, or you have trouble seeing from a distance. Sometimes we don't want to admit to that because we're embarrassed, because uh, we're concerned that people are going to talk bad about us. Stop worrying about what the world thinks about you. If you know someone, don't make a difference what age you are. We are a mobile service. Mobile service meaning we come directly to you because we understand that you're embarrassed. You don't know what to do. So our role is we help you to understand what services is out there and how to help you. So please, if you know someone, don't hesitate to reach out to us, and we'll even give you resources, even if it's just giving you some resources, because there's so much resources out there for you. But see, the thing is, if you never ask, you will never know.
For what age group you guys help people? For instance, parents or the rather young kids. Oh,
Well,
sorry,
that
let me get my microphone back on. For what from what age group do you help people from? Because parents out there right now have young kids who are born with that disability, and they don't know how to reach out to anyone.
exactly. Any age group. It doesn't make a difference if you was born with. Because when I started off, there was a young lady at my church that had a newborn baby, just a couple of months old, and they found out that they have an eye problem. If you recognize that your child has an eye problem, I strongly suggest that you go to the doctor. And once that doctor tells you what the eye problem is, look for a specialist. There's specialists in all areas of eye condition. Like for me, I have cornea scarring. So I go see a cornea specialist. I have glaucoma. So I go see an ophthalmologist who specializes in glaucoma. You have to find a doctor that you're comfortable with, and then when they give you diagnosis, research on it and follow up with your eye doctor. But basically, we work with all ages, all the way up until 99 years of age. It doesn't make a difference. We do that because understand, as a blind or visually impaired individual, we're really considered to be on the bottom of the pole. In other words, people don't people either get tired or frustrated, or they don't know what to do. So that's where we come in at, as years of experience. Everyone in this organization who's blind or visually impaired, we have a story to tell you, and we have examples to help you. So age doesn't make a difference.
Age doesn't make a difference. Some people might wonder. I'm gonna see. You got a question? So,
Yeah, I actually was gonna ask you because
yeah, I want to make sure you get in your question. Go ahead.
no, just my nephew actually is visually impaired and he's about 5 years old. He was born with that condition. And I was really gonna ask what are the things that you guys offer after they get the diagnosis. I know you guys were speaking along like teaching how to read braille, but what else do you guys cater to the kids?
Well, for the kids, I mean, one of the biggest things that young kids struggle with is taking technology to school. You know, being able to admit to your friends that, hey, I got a vision problem. I need a CCTV. I need these glasses, Ray-Ban, which is the coolest things on the market right
The
now.
metas,
The
yeah.
Meta Ray-Ban, they're the coolest things on the market. But in the school, if he's in the classroom, he needs something like a CCTV to be able to read his work. Um, he may need a computer. All computers have Zoom on it, but when you can't use the regular Zoom on that computer, now you have to go to the next level, which is a software called Zoom Text. So basically, we don't just train you in the equipment. If you don't qualify for it, we'll literally get the equipment for you. That's what this
Oh, that's
organization
amazing.
does through donations. And because right now I'm primarily funding this whole organization, but through the donations that I'm going after, hoping to get, the donations go to getting these equipment, because these things are not cheap.
They're not cheap.
Anything for the blind community is not cheap. The cheapest thing you could probably get is bump dots, and bump dots are the most important things an individual needs in their home to be independent. But to answer your question, he's here in the United States, yes?
Yes, he's
Okay,
based.
so there's a vocational rehab for the blind. They have one up here in Fort Lauderdale. They have one in Miami. He needs to go to vocational rehab, sign him up as get him registered in as a client. Basically, you go online to vocational rehab for the blind, which is DBS, sign him up, and which entails getting your doctor's report, eye report. And once they get the eye report, now anything he needs that's going to enable him, because understand, in the school system they don't have much accessibility for kids,
They don't.
and the idea of having these equipment is to be able to enable him so he can get an education. So with vocational rehab, they would provide him whatever equipment he needs. um, they would set him up with a company that has different types of equipment. He has to feel which one is best for him, and we can also guide you through that process in the sense of working with him to see what he needs, um, through various of tests we can run on him. But technically, at that age, if he has trouble seeing, first of all, I strongly suggest don't let him strain his eyes reading regular print, because the more you strain your eyes, the more damage you're causing to it.
So can I ask you? So I know you mentioned about straining your eyes. Do you feel like that iPad? Because all these kids these days are
Yes.
on the iPad. Do you feel like that
Yes.
Oh, I
strains
saw
their
that
eyes too?
yesterday.
Yes.
Okay.
I saw
So
it.
many kids. Uh, you have to use that. He has a regular iPad, right? Is
Yes.
is this an
It's the
Apple?
it is a Apple
Okay.
standard iPad.
So on Apple, they have an accessibility. Every tablet, every app has an accessibility settings. Even on your smartphones, the accessibility. Go into accessibility. Look for the function that's going to work best for him. There's two sections. There should be a setting where he can turn it on and it'll actually speak to him.
Oh.
It will get him, allow him to read. It'll read out whatever's on the screen.
Amazing.
Also, if you ask, because if it's Apple, that means it's Siri. So you could ask Siri various questions. There's also a function on there called TalkBack. I don't like TalkBack. It talks too much. Is that but it's helpful. TalkBack is more for the person who's totally blind, but a person who's visually impaired, you just want to be able to access the part that where when you ask it a question, it'll read it. So basically, Siri could read everything on that screen to him when you ask it to, if you set it up,
I,
once you get it set up.
I saw it yesterday. Outside the office. Two young kids coming out of the barber shop, and their mom was walking there. I was like, she was like, "Look where you're going. Both of y'all in the phone." They were going down the stairs. Each other walking down the stairs, right? Not
Mhm.
looking at the stairs. Period. They
Mhm.
went outside, and the little girl could feel for the car door while she's looking at the phone. Like these kids keep glued to these phones and these iPads, and so and to have all that light. And I remember growing up, your parents would tell you that too much of the television light was
It
damaging your
does.
I
eyes.
grew
It
up that way
does.
too. Yeah.
So
It does.
we definitely parents need to be careful with that. And of course, we appreciate you so much for doing what you're doing for the community. Um, for the listeners out there who want to support and want to help, how can they reach out to you?
Well, they could go to mywilladvocacy.com. They'll see the website,
My will advocacy.
advocacy.com.
One
And
more time. My will what?
mywilladvocacy.com.
Advocacy.com. Okay.
Or they could call me at 786 5855.
One more time for the phone number.
786 5855.
Website.
Yes, we have a Facebook page, My Will Advocacy. Also, we have some videos on YouTube
Mm-hmm.
that I'm getting more into YouTube. So you go to, even on TikTok, both of them are My Will Advocacy. And the idea is we're trying to reach everyone, not just here in Florida, but we want to
Around the
reach
world.
all over the world.